Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of Imperial Galactic Survival Addled building. So, today I'm continuing work on this. It's been a busy day, so I might be a little bit tired, but let's go ahead and get started. So, what I've been working on this, if you haven't seen the last few videos, what's, what the, oh. Oh, that's hilarious. So, this, if you don't know what it is my, like, gravity cannon, and it's made for Reforged, and I don't really know. I spawned it in vanilla, and it's just something a little goofy that I made. As you can see here, there's a whole bunch of, like, gravity generators, so that in space, it'll just, if you get anywhere near it, within the gravity fields, you just get booped into oblivion. You go, like, warp speed into a sun or a planet or something. It's hilarious. I was having some fun with that. Anyways, I was using this for some shaping to bring over these bits here. And just adding these here to add a little bit of greebling and interesting shaping just to see what I can do with it. And sometimes you just gotta rip things off of something else and ensure that they, and then just copy and paste them and modify them until they fit, and you just get past builder's block that way, or you just have fun, basically. I'm currently working on the underside right now, and I'm gonna show you a quick little trick. If I can remember my key bindings, that would be fun. It's not like they've changed over 20 years. Okay, okay, the game's only 8 years old, but you know what I mean. So a quick little trick for this is just simply, since I have this on a stand, I can just simply grab this, Control C, or well, not Control C, but you know what I mean. Copy, and then just move it up here, and paste it, and then I'm just gonna grab. Didn't really do that the smart way, but whatever. Just gonna grab that so that it's flat. Undo selection. Yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter. It effectively has 2 cores right now, and that's completely fine. So next, I'm going to add some fuel to it. Look at that CPU. It's a little bit nuts. And then go to the cockpit, which is over here. Well, one of them is anyways. Just flip it over. Turn the thrusters back off. And then it's flipped. And it's just easy to work on. So I can finish up some things here. Turn symmetry plane back on. Now I could put a turret there, but I've decided not to. I'm currently trying to figure out what I want to do there, like put a fake turret or an RP turret or something there that's gonna look better, because there are thruster and generator decoys right there, so that the enemy's not firing on these. But I had an issue where it was just not what I wanted at the moment, because if you pull this off and put a turret right there, it'll expose that, and they'll be right underneath the turret, and you can see it, and it looks ugly, and it triggers my OCD, and yada yada yada. It's just not great. Now, I do want to remind everybody, make sure to save your blueprints. You hit Alt-O, save it, save as. In this case, this is Reaper 4, so it's IV, Roman numerals. And I'm not really sure when the last time I saved it was, so it's just good to do that. And the reason I also do this, let's go here and let's refine the filters a little bit, is because you can go back to previous iterations and and look at them and take other steps. Now I didn't save a very quick, as you can see, I didn't save a very big shell, and it took me a while to create a backup save of it, and that was dumb, but it is what it is. I also recommend players, I guess, to also go into your files and copy the blueprints directory onto your desktop or a separate flash drive, or upload it to Google Drive or whatever, because then you can download it later if something goes wrong, like your PC goes poof, or you get the blue screen of death, which I got recently. Not a big issue, it was just because a BIOS update wasn't right, but the point is, you want to make sure that you have backups, because this game does not automatically create backups. So yeah, create backups. Just don't go overboard with it if you're creating game backups, because they do take up a huge amount of space. But yeah, just back up your files, guys. Come on, it's not that hard. It's not that hard to remember. And if something goes wrong, it's only on you because you didn't back them up. All right. Do 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 do. Always good to make sure that after you do the replace mode on the textures, to always uncheck that afterwards, because otherwise you'll end up doing a replace mode on the entire ship where it's glowy blue, where it's this glowy blue texture or something. Yes, I've done that. I've been that dumb and done that many a times. And it's not fun to deal with. It's really not fun to deal with. Now, we're currently working with this shape right here and trying to figure out what I want to do, because down here, well, up here, I guess, it's upside down. Symmetry plane fail. Yeah, that tracks. Um, it doesn't look as much as I'd like it to look. It doesn't look as good as I'd like it to look, so that is the wrong. What happened on the other side? Is there a block behind it? Yeah, there's a block behind it, but there is a hole there. Okay. Now, I was thinking about this earlier, and I wasn't very happy with the dual antennas here. So what I was thinking about doing, pushing that back a bit. Yeah, that's not going to do anything. Push that particular one back a bit, but that's not going to do anything either. So, well, so much for that idea. I'll leave it for the moment. Let's go ahead and turn symmetry plane back on. off my hotbar. What am I doing that for when I can just copy and... Right, it's upside down. Just copy that console deco, rotate it, and save a little bit of time. Next, we're going to go to the Xeno blocks, grab the Xeno texture, and make sure it's a block that has the full Xeno texture on it so I don't have to paint it. Doesn't really stick out there in any real meaningful way, but that's fine. I say that's fine, and then I immediately hate it at tracks. I don't think that adds anything to the build. I can put other things there. Now, just a reminder to anybody new here, anybody new who's watching, configure this slot here is always, on this ship at least, going to be configurable. So it's going to change the whole hull color. Now I want black at the moment because I want to see what it's going to look like when I... Oh wow. Okay. Now I want to do something real quick, so give me a moment. Alt O, Mark IV Reaper, override, quit, single player, load game. That's V Creative, it was the one I was just on, so I'm gonna go to the V thumbnail save, load that. And just wait for that to load. Oh, give me a second. On the Discord, it turns out a scam bot just joined, so I've got to go deal with that. Just give me a second. But in the meantime, okay, time for a tangent about scam bots. So I absolutely love looking at these scam bot messages. This one says join, comma, no space, Elon space Reeve Musk investment platform. Yes, you did hear that right. Reeve Musk investment platform today. These guys are so shit. Scammers are so crap. So I need to get the user ID. Copy user ID. Just... Oh god, I should take a screenshot of that before I delete it because it's just gonna be irritating. So if you're wondering what's going on here, this is on the official Discord. I'm a moderator. I enjoy dealing with scam bots because they're just so crap. Trying to figure out where that was, but screw it. Screw it. Oh well. Oh well, fine. Alright, so reason being why am I banning this person? Being a um being a I'm just gonna say being a bad scammer. Go back to scam school. And then just delete the messages for 7 days, and that was not meant to be a soft ban. Whoops. Oh well, whatever. Okay. Alright, I'm back. I'm back. Hey. So, you've had this beautiful... I have this beautiful sun sector that I use. I found this in vanilla. We're gonna do this here. Go into God mode. Turn off jetpack. Nope. So, I'm just gonna take a look at this. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of these. Control Shift A. Select one block, hit Control Shift A. Okay, that removes the core, of course, so I have to re-add a core. And I have to re-add fuel tanks because... yeah, that was my bad. Alright, so the core is there. Okay, it's good. It just doesn't have any fuel tanks, which is fine. So if you want to know how I get my screenshots from like my thumbnails, I turn off God mode, I turn on jetpack, and then I rotate, and then I just find a nice little sector. Now I know this thing doesn't have fuel. It is what it is. And then I find something that just works. And then there you go. So I'm gonna leave that on the screen for a minute while I've got a phone call I gotta take care of. This is a horribly interrupted stream. But I will be right back. Video, not stream. What am I talking about? Streams will come back next week. Or streams will come back when I finally get that sorted and I've moved and everything. Anyways. Alright, I am back. So, as I was talking about on how to make screenshots, yeah, I'll have to redo the text screen. But you just go into jetpack mode, and it's very easy to do, and you make sure to have contrast behind it. So, for example, if you just want a plain screenshot with no header, or if you want a good looking screenshot, you make sure to have something in the background, and like a nebula or something like that. And a pro tip for anybody who knows how to use a photo editing uh, application, if assuming the application has this function, if you you have a ship that is like colors like black and the specific blue, and you have a sunset sector or a sector with a bunch of oranges and reds in the blacks, those are opposite colors on the color wheel. So what you can do is take an image like this. So I'm just going to take a screenshot, and then you can what you can do is you can literally change, if your application has the ability, like Affinity Photo does, or even Affinity Designer also has this, and those are like $50 programs, and they're yours to keep for life. This is not a sponsored ad read. This is a unsponsored ad, impromptu ad read, just naturally occurring, I guess, for Affinity products. But anyways, you can go in and recolor so that that star is blue or purple or green or orange or any other color that you can get in there that's going to contrast. Now, for the thumbnails that I do, this one might end up being the thumbnail. I might end up doing the thumbnail for this based on an image that I'm doing right now. So for thumbnails, you have like the GEI logo in the top right. That's just like, it's not on my screen, but it's on the recording screen. Fun little fact. You have that, and then down along the bottom, there would be something like, oh, that's no longer in there. Okay. It's no longer in the cache per se. So you want to make sure that the main ship is front center stage. You have some contrast. Now this isn't in a great position because I don't have fuel in it and I don't have the ability to move it right now, so let's go ahead and fix that. I mean, I need to add fuel to it anyway. Or, but anyways, I hope I get making the. I'm just on a full-blown tangent right now. That's all there is to it. So I am going to go to the bridge real quick, if I can remember which bridge is. Boop. Oh, okay. Yeah. So there's two bridges on this thing, and this thing is upside down, as you can see. So it's a little bit of a pain in the butt to navigate. I guess I could do that, but whatever. Oh, O doesn't do anything without fuel. Oh, that's great. Okay, fine. Quick and dirty it is. I thought O worked regardless, but no, that would be too simple, wouldn't it? So I'm just gonna put a fuel tank there. Get rid of these. Put some fuel in the tanks. Fill them all. Turn off God mode and go to jetpack because it's just easier to get around the ship. There we go. So sometimes you will need to move the ship for thumbnails as well, and make sure that, turn that back on, make sure that you have the ability to move the ship, and then just take the screenshot. Now I'm going to put those fuel tanks somewhere where they're not going to be seen. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Why do I care about that right now? So I'm just gonna put them right there. Of course, I got rid of them. This has become a thumbnail, and then a guide on how to make thumbnails, hasn't it? Oh well. So if you're not familiar with my typical videos, this is typically how things go. go on a go on a tangent. Go on a tangent. And have some fun. Not everybody is perfect at this. And I highly encourage people that don't think they're very good at this to just give it a shot. You never know, and you just have fun. Like, I don't do video recording, editing. All right, so this is why I wanted to bring it out here. Is I wanted to be able to see it in actual light and contrast rather than on a planet, and it roundabout way, I did that. So this thing looks freaking evil. This thing will look very, very evil when it's coming after players if I do turn it into an OPV, and as we know, it might be turned into an OPV or it might be turned into a player vessel. Who knows? Not me until it's done anyways. Personally, I want to turn it into something evil. I shouldn't be making changes to it while I'm not actually gonna spawn this version. Okay. So I'm just taking notes on what I need to change, and mental notes. I don't have a pen and paper. So there you go. Right, need to take a thumbnail. F6 is to get rid of your HUD. Turn off God mode and then turn on jetpack mode. And going to keep that up in the corner. Keep that star up in the corner. It's more of a silhouette. So it doesn't have enough definition with glowies along the main front. But I think part of that is I haven't done the texturing for a lot of the surfaces yet. So I'm just going to use that as the thumbnail. Alright, let's back out and go back to the creative one. Load game. Load. Okay, so we need to add fuel tanks and switch the hull back to. Switch that back to white so we can actually see what we're doing. Yes, I just said we. Yes, you the viewers have input. Make sure to leave a comment. It might help if I don't put a J before that in the search function. Okay. So go back up into the engine room. The reason I'm putting these fuel tanks where I'm putting them is because, well, if this area goes, you don't want this area going, so you want to have a indicator that you're getting to some of the decoys in the back, because these are decoy clusters. These are surrounded by, I believe, combat steel? Nope, just hardened. That cluster is surrounded by hardened. Why is there so many blocks there? Is that something? Oh gosh, I need to trim that. I didn't realize that that's not... Okay. Let's turn on symmetry plane, and let's just go ahead and turn on vertical symmetry plane, because it's just going to save a little bit of time. That's where the hole is. And I'm not mean to get rid of a lot, just enough to lighten the weight a bit. And generator there near the bridge, but that's fine. Might help if I stop the sunlight from going away. Hey, stop that. I feel like I have a feeling there's one back there. Yes, there is. Okay. So right here is a bulkhead, an actual bulkhead, and I'm getting rid of some of it because I don't need that weight. There's a time and place for extra weight. This is not it. Just get rid of that. Start trimming it back. Oops, did not mean to trim that. That's fine. I can do it all the way into there. Because what we can do is actually allocate this space to something useful, like container controllers or something. And what I'm going to do is turn that into something that I can copy and paste properly. And select that and move that to someplace where I can use it. So we're going to cut that, paste it, move it there. And you've got another cluster there, so let's move that back another block, because I want it to survive a lot of face tanking, and I want it to be in a place that's useful. It's going to draw fire away from the bridge, so we're going to put it one away. Just going to add a block there and do it on the same side. And then a block in front of it, right there, and that is one from the wall there. There we go. Now I've got some visual representations of where it goes. Paste it. Just put it on the other side. Paste. And then paste again, because I'm just going to use that selection box to override and get rid of that. So I'm just going to hit that delete. Now you can have key bindings for this, but I typically just use the end menu because I don't always find that the key bindings work. And, oh, whoops, I didn't copy the right block for that, and I didn't turn on symmetry plane for it, so that's a thing. And I'd rather have hardened steel around this one. And hardened steel there. Hardened steel there and there. I know I could use combat steel there, and I'm not going to, because if you've let it get to the point in a battle where it's just going after these thrusters here, then you probably are a bit too late to back out properly. I mean, you probably still can, and you could take it to a repair station, but yeah, that's probably not the greatest plan. So I am going to go ahead and start adding steel around this. So I'm going to do one block there, one block there. And I'm just going to get rid of these because I'm not going to be adding anything but... Okay, let's put a steel block there, steel block there, steel block there. Let's go back to here. I mean, these are blocks behind it, so I don't really care. Let's put hardened steel here as well, because that's on the outside. And if you're doing spinny spinny, I know, sacrilege, then I know this thing probably won't be doing spinny spinny, but you never know with people what they will get up to, and might as well give them a little bit of the option. Alright, so I'm just going to put hardened steel there to keep chain reaction if a missile decides to dig for that. I don't want it digging into something behind it, because this is the decoy stop area, so there's going to be a bulkhead there. Also, it's a good idea to surround these. Where was I? Over here. To surround them with blocks that are going to explode, that are going to let you know that, well, you probably shouldn't be taking damage there. So I'm going to use these basic ones here, just to indicate that there is damage happening in this area. And then use steel to surround them and finish off that bulkhead. Okay, that should do for that. And that's a quick and dirty little tutorial on how to do, how I do targeting clusters. Some servers don't allow internal decoy turrets, and to them I say, well, it's up to the user to remove them. So I mean, I could do other ideas for blocks that can work. Some people use mining drills. Some people use turrets internally, like this one is. I kind of stopped using turrets internally because there's so many on the outside that they can just strip off. And they can also guide fire away from the center in that sense. So I'm not going to get rid of this. Well, I am going to get rid of this, but I'm not going to get rid of the decoy clusters. I just ran out of blocks. Undo. Because I wasn't watching the block count. Top those up. Again, just copy that block, move it there. Copy that block, put it there. Better off, I'll just put it in the middle. It's going to be surrounded by so much. I think I'll keep it. It's fine. It's going to be surrounded by so much steel that it's going to take a lot to get to it. You know, it's just a lot to get to it. And I already know that that's surrounded pretty well, so I'm not too worried about it. So you have these decoys that are in a line that pull fire away from the internals of the ship. Well, I mean, there, but that's Xeno and combat steel, so it should be fine. And when that goes, the fire will then go off to the side. I'm still not happy with that, per se, but it is what it is. And I think I should move this cluster here back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit symmetry. Going to go, no, I don't want that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Go down again, 1, and since there's room, go down 1 again more. Really? Okay. There we go. And then I'm just going to move this out. Oh, I don't have the one behind it. Okay. Take that back in a little bit. Let's go one more that direction. So So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy everything around it. Wrong again. Wrong key binding again. And I'm going to go over. So I'm going to copy it. Copy. I'm going to cut it actually. Paste it. Go over 2. Paste. Now I'm going to do something a little bit cheeky. I'm going to rotate it. And then I'm going to move it. Now the reason I don't like doing this is... Oh, it wasn't selected. Okay. The reason I don't like doing this... Go in. Okay, so that's... is because, for the simple reason that you don't always know and I have a feeling that's one. Nope, that's good. Okay, so I'm gonna paste it there. Paste. Okay, and that was over 2. So I did not explain that. I know, it's fine. 1, 2. Cut it back 1. And then just delete. Go back to symmetry. Because that's going to be the same issue on both. Just going to copy that block again. Put it there. Put white texture there so I know what I'm doing. And then I need to refill in that area. And I don't like doing this normally because of that exact reason where I have to refill in areas. And I don't exactly know what was there, what kind of like what level of like internal armor was there right off the bat. And I don't know an easy way of fixing that. So I'm just going to fill this with steel. Because, yeah, I just don't want to do anything more than steel right there. And then I've got to go back out to the exterior, copy these blocks one by one, and fix this. It's not perfect, but it works. But this can lead to errors internally. Not like errors as in like bugs or whatever, but you know, like consistency errors in the build internally. Kind of annoys my OCD, but when you're building, sometimes you just have to roll with the punches in order to fix something. I mean, I could have just ripped it out and redone it from the get, but it's come on, that's a bit over drastic, don't you think? For trying to fix something like this, it's a bit drastic. So let's go finish this, and I've still got the vertical symmetry plane on because I want to do this here, and there is this is symmetrical on both, so it's fine. I'm just gonna do something I did with Orishni. There we go. And now it's mirrored down there, just double checking. There we go. Just had an idea. Lots of ideas. I don't see anything here that I want to use for that at the moment. Maybe if I do something a little bit more complex. No, there's not enough room for complexity there. That's sad. Yeah, there's just not enough room there for complexity when it comes to adding blocks like this. It was a nice idea, but... Yeah, I don't know what I would do there if I was to make that to a throughput. Um, I mean, I know there's something blocking it throughput-wise, but that's fine. I can fix that, internally. But I don't know what I would do. Anyways, sometimes you just have to place things and see if they work, and if they don't work, just don't worry about it. Fine, I'll push it back one more. Oh, because it works down there, but it doesn't work here. Because of the shaping here is different. It's a different distance here. Oh, nope, that's not it. I just... Oh, that's what's going on. I have vertical symmetry plane on. Or the whatever symmetry plane on, whatever that's called. I'm never gonna get these X, Y, Z axes right in my head. It's just brain does not compute. Never be afraid to add complexity by removing some symmetry. I can just hear one of my friends yelling at me. "You heresy!" Too bad. Um, so what I can do there instead of doing that shaping, because I still want that shaping. Grr. Never mind. Let's try something else. Of course it wasn't rotated properly. That would be too easy. Ah, there we go. Why is there a block there? Why is that there? Was that where I had the, Oh, it is. Okay. Just filling in the gaps here. A little bit of work. Okay. I think I'm just gonna fill that in with a full block, and then if I want to mess with it later, I'll mess with it later. No, it triggers me. Come on, copy the right block. No, not that block. Fine, screw you. Block shaping. Bullshit. Kind of built myself into a corner there, and sometimes you just have to leave it there. Or better yet, make something, or turn it into something like a entryway or something. Let's go back to my... When in doubt, add more visual stimulus. Nope, just gonna leave it. Deal with it later when my brain has not thought about it for a while. Now that's a big glaring hole there. I don't know what I'm going to be doing there. So my thought is that they're going to be landing. I'm going to be using this area for like landing pads for the CVs or something. So just put a landing pad there and a small landing pad there. Now one thing that I haven't done is create a bottom entry here. So that might be what we do next time. But for the moment, I'm just going to work on this and run out the time. Fine, whatever. There we go. Copy that block. There we go. Ooh, okay. Now I know what I'm going to be doing with that. Oh right, I'm not supposed to do it that way. I need to flip that because I was thinking one way and I need to change my brain's way of thinking for the moment. Come on, rotate how I want you to rotate. Thank you. There we go. Alright, so one thing I'm noticing here is that I don't actually need to have that. What I can do is instead do this. Thank you, Elion, for adding this block that we've sorely needed for a long time. Then I can just do half blocks there. Oh, come on. Oh, right, that one. Copy that block. Copy that turret. Put it underneath. Now, ideally, what I want to do is put the turret there so it can fire down. So its firing arc is that way. Alright, there we go. A little bit more done on the hull. Yeah, I am going to go ahead and pull this V shape. This shape right here. I'm going to go ahead and pull that back. Let's make sure to switch to... Let's make sure to switch to this. Need to use this block set. And all I really need to do is place down 4 blocks that are the proper ones, and then just copy and paste the blocks and their shapes instead of selecting them from the block menu. I'm doing this in an imperfect way, but it's fine. I just need to get the... Come on, copy me the shape I want. Thank you. I just needed to get it to there. And then I can just fill it in. Now, I don't know how I'm going to merge that, but who knows? I might not even need to merge that. Let's see. Let's go ahead and copy... Let's go ahead and copy this block here. Well, let's copy this one first and fix that. And then copy that block. Next, we're going to go back over to the other side, continue the V shape. Dang, I did not mean to do that. Whatever. Okay, we're good. Copy that. And there is a quick way to get a shape propagated. Well, propagating shapes to the point. Got some other ideas, but those will have to wait until next time. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Remember that you matter, and to be kind to your fellow human. Well, humans, plural. And remember that to put in the energy. How do I say this? Remember to put in, act the way you want, or treat others the way you want to be treated. Alright? Be nice, build them up, don't tear them down. Tearing people down is just a wonderful way to add drama to this world. It's something that we all struggle with because there is a human need for drama that we have to actively just fight against and go against because it's so easy to slip into drama and toxicity. Anyways, ranting here. Um, Reminder, this isn't sponsored, but if you want to make thumbnails and want a powerful but easy to use, well, I say easy to use. Well, yes, it is easy to use once you get the basics done. Program, consider Affinity Design, Affinity Photo, and Affinity Publisher depending on your needs. Personally, I would recommend getting Affinity Design and Affinity Photo. Reminder, this isn't sponsored. This is just me promoting products that I actually use and that I find useful in my job as a YouTuber and in my IRL job. And it is just come in handy on a daily basis. Just the photo processing capabilities on on all these applications is pretty amazing because you can literally switch between one application to the other with a simple click, and it loads it up in the other application. You can switch back and forth. So it's not like Affinity, it's not like Adobe, where you literally have to load up multiple instances. You have to export it in a certain way for it to go into, for a InDesign project to go into Photo or Photoshop or whatever, and the controls aren't alien from each other. It's so much simpler, and you also have a lot of extra web formatting. You also have the ability to do all those things. So, reminder, join the Discord, become a patron, get access to this beautiful ship, the Xiling. This is a advanced core 44 quant spawn, 10 ox 44 quant spawn ship made for endgame, just to say screw you enemy ships. I just want to delete you. I don't care about loot. I just want to delete you. Although, if you do want to use it to actually snipe the cores of enemy ships, it has an LX2 railgun. So it can literally face hug Toveras without letting the shields go down and without an enormous expensive ammo. Just turn on the T2. You just turn on the shield shredders group, turn on those EMPs, and just watch the Tovera shields go bye bye by the time it takes for you to get up in its nose and in position, its shields are down, and you can start using the LX2. So consider becoming a patron, and I will see you guys next time. Banshee out.